welcome to another 60 Degrees review. Today we are here at the beautiful Sirame Winery in the Bayside region of Brisbane. We've been given the two Kawasaki's that you see before us here. We've got a Z900 and the Z900 RS. We've been test riding both of these bikes today, and wow, we've got an awesome review for you, so we'll get into it shortly. We just want to put out a very special thank you to Ultimate Motorcycles at Springwood for lending us these two Kawasaki's today.
When looking at the Z900, you can really see the sport heritage come through in the design, with an aggressive stance looking as though it's ready to play. Although it has got some telltale signs of a bike that has been built to a budget, that's not always a bad thing, putting this bike in a more affordable bracket for anyone looking for a quality but affordable sports naked. With its suspension design derived straight from its big supersport brother, having 41mm forks and a horizontal rear link suspension, and also a short 1450mm wheelbase, it's ready to take on any winding mountain with the finesse and moves of Mick Jagger. Power comes in quite high in the rev range of the Z900, giving you 92 kilowatts at 9,500 RPM and 99 Newton meters of torque.
When riding the Z9, I felt that it was just all round a very tidy little package. Being a tall rider myself and having ridden this generation of bike in the 1000cc version, they've not changed too much, and the changes they have made are for the better. Being on the road on this, it's stable. There's little to no vibration through it. The steering is spaced just perfectly that you get good response from it, and you know, you're going to have fun.
Like I've already said, the handling on this thing was unreal. Just, you think about where you want to go and it would just already be on its way. My height, which is short ass compared to these two, still very comfortable on the bike. That seating position is really nice. Pegs are in a good spot also. The handlebars, nice width apart and not too stretched out. My arms are a bit shorter than these two boys, but I still didn't have any trouble. It was nice and comfortable.
It's a much more comfortable bike than it looks. As soon as I saw the thing, I thought, oh, that seat's going to be so hard. The suspension's going to be so hard. It's not. It's very comfortable. You could certainly sit in the saddle for hours on end without any problems whatsoever. The mirrors are clear, no nasty vibrations through the bars, or the pegs for that matter. It sounds good, it goes good. Yeah, ergonomics are very, very good. You can read everything easily, controls are just in the right position, clutch is nice and light, brakes are light. Like I said, it's more comfortable than it looks.
Coming from factory, the Z900 is lacking in the department of technology. For instance, its only feature comes with ABS, so that means no traction control, no power modes, or even a quick shifter for that matter. And even the headlights and indicators themselves are just your basic light bulbs, whereas the RS comes with LEDs and added traction control. But just ask yourself this, are all those features really that necessary? Let's not forget, the Z900 is built to a budget. The Z900 RS's styling is complemented by the timeless looks of the old school Z1 that your daddy would have drooled over, with a level of finish that really steps up the game from its competitors. Powered by a newly designed liquid-cooled 948cc inline 4-cylinder engine tuned for low to mid-range grunt. The design and tune of the RS make it happy to run at leisurely pace, but also more than capable of getting down and dirty should the need arise.
Today, the limelight was stolen by this bike. It's not often in your life you come across I'm even lost for words trying to describe this thing.
Yeah, well,
you know,
from what I think, Kawasaki have gone for the retro design, but they haven't just stopped there. They've redesigned the engine, so it's got that retro feel. The exhaust has got that sound that, you know, the older boys here would remember from their younger days riding these older machines. It's just
any chance you get.
This thing is just, you roll on it and it just, everything feels exciting.
Everything from the frame to the smallest of details, they've put, you know, an excess amount of work into it that has just paid off 100%. Look, we'll start from the basic things. The styling of this bike, they've gone for the retro 1972 Z1 stylings, and I think they nailed it 100%. Just everything about what they've done to this bike has paid off. The paint scheme, it's got a beautiful metallic paint scheme along with the matte finished decals that are laid in and cleared over. Now that's something you don't get, you know, and they're laid in and cleared over smooth. You got aluminium brushed Kawasaki logos and the Z900 logo. You've got the aluminium fins finished on the motor. You've got the little accents everywhere on the bike that are all, you know, just the tiny little bits of detail they've added in. And then you've got that nice stainless exhaust top to bottom that's on full show.
Yeah.
And the note that it produces is just, oh, it's unreal.
Very few bikes that, you know, you get on, most bikes you get on, you go, oh, I've got to change
that exhaust.
I've got to change that pipe. This, no way.
It's almost sacrilege to mention it. You would never change it.
Yeah. Well, Kawasaki put so much effort into that pipe just to give it that note.
Oh,
and the effort and the time that they've put in has paid off.
Yeah,
it just sounds so good.
Unreal.
It's not obnoxiously loud or anything. It's just got that beautiful note.
Kawasaki have spent a lot of time researching this. They've changed the cam lobes, the way they time the cams on this. They've changed the harmonic balancer on the motor. They've done a lot of alterations to this motor in the specific principle to get it to the way it is now.
Exactly.
And boy, did they nailed it! Just straight out nailed it. It's unreal.
Awesome to see that, you know, not all manufacturers will go to the extent. If they want to bring out a retro or something different, a different style motorbike, they'll just do the aesthetics of it.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. And then put it on and advertise it as a retro.
And we've seen this. We've seen what that results in.
And it's great to see something that has been brought out as a retro, but they haven't just gone aesthetics.
No.
They've gone from top to bottom and redone everything that they've needed to make it a retro, old school, like the feel of it, the sound of it, just everything about it is just unreal.
What has improved on it from a modern day standpoint in technology is the suspension. So a lot of you guys that have probably never ridden a 72 or have had the privilege of riding one, suspension wasn't that great. It was good for its day.
For its day, it was excellent.
But the modern suspension they've put into this, it just makes this bike exceptional.
The suspension design of the RS is pulled straight from Kawasaki's other Super Sport and Super Naked models, so you know with confidence that this thing has never skipped leg day. Having fully adjustable 41mm forks and a horizontal backlink rear suspension which is also fully adjustable to your wants and needs.
What is good is we've got all the modern technology to give it the good handling, the good ride, the good brakes, the good power, but it's still got that old classic retro look, which is fantastic. They've stuck to the design in so many ways, the tail at the rear, the paint job on the tank, you know, the way the bike sits even, it really is a classic look. And I do remember when these were brand new, the Z1s were new. I was only a teenager at the time. Sitting at school and I saw two pull up at the traffic lights across the road, and it was amazing to just hear them and see how they went. And everyone spoke about the old Z1 back in those days. It really was a bike ahead of its time. Yeah, no one else did this dovetail like Kawasaki did. No one had that paint job like Kawasaki did. It's just fantastic. But the biggest thing I got from it was the power delivery of this engine. It's how all bikes should be that you ride on the road. You've got good smooth torque right from the bottom. Nothing happens in a surprise, which it can put you off your riding. It's just so smooth. It's a very easy bike to ride. It's a very easy bike to ride fast as well. Comfort. This is comfortable, that's more comfortable. The seat is a little firm. You don't want a seat that's too soft and you just sort of disappear into it. You can't move around on the bike. But it's got a nice long seat. You can move forward to get aggressive if you want. You can push back, stretch your legs a little bit. There's plenty of room on that seat. And it's got a great pillion seat. There's plenty of room on there for a pillion. The pegs are in a good position, they're not too high. The pillion's not sitting too high. It'd be a great bike to pillion on. And as we said earlier, we can't really think of anything we don't like about the bike.
Yeah, there's not a lot we can say negative about the Z900, but there's a lot more we can say positive about the RS. Yeah, it ticks every box. This thing's great. Probably the handling I would prefer with this one, but everything else, like the way the power delivery on this, and the way it just makes you feel, really. The noise it makes, and you just roll onto it and it just builds and it's exciting.
It's not a slow bike, is it?
No.
It's not a slow bike. It really gets up the boogies. But I think because the power comes on so smooth, it's deceiving how fast you're going.
It doesn't need to be a fast bike because it's right there. You roll in the throttle from really low and all the torque is there and it just carries you.
I found on this bike no vibration.
Yeah,
Nothing.
as silk.
The pegs and controls were exactly where you wanted them to be. And you said, well, for the first time since we've done a ride review together, we're not hunting for a side stand.
Yeah, it's right where you want it.
You put your foot there and it's
There
down.
it is.
Like, so
There it is.
Kawasaki's timing is impeccable. Absolutely, and they've stolen the limelight.
Oh, they really have.
Just
Yeah.
centre stage, front and centre.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I don't think there's an argument in that. They
Oh,
do.
that's right.
They do a cafe racer version of this with a front fairing in the green
lime
stylings, the lime green, and it looks cool too. You know, so I don't expect that's going to change the riding of the bike any.
Yeah.
Other than the handlebar positions will change because they are a lower set handlebars.
Yeah.
Let's discuss things like the rake angle and the frame. So Kawasaki have started from scratch with a new frame design, heading back in the direction of the old styles of frames, and I think they've really done a nice job on composing that whole idealistic view of what they're doing. So we mentioned in off-camera discussions about rake angle and suspension. So let's generate a bit more of that discussion. So Lionel, you were saying about the rake angle and suspension.
Yeah, well, the first thing we all agreed on, these two bikes, when you're mid-corner, you can jab on the brakes. The bikes will not stand up. They hold line perfectly. They're so forgiving, and I think that is the suspension, it is the chassis, and that's on both bikes. The response when you're braking through a corner is fantastic. There's no way you can really upset the bike. You can hit a bump, it holds line perfect.
Yeah, some of the roads we were on today were a little bumpy and you felt it through the corners, but you could hold your line nice and easy. You didn't get that kind of, pucker kind of feeling hitting a bump through mid-corner. It felt really stable.
Yeah,
And,
no instability.
None whatsoever.
In saying that though, there are a couple of little things also that we've noticed that we didn't quite like so much, like you were saying about the covers on the side.
Yeah,
there.
personally, I love to see the engine. I mean, we get naked bikes because we want to see the motors on them,
Yeah.
and they've gone and covered up the throttle bodies. And I just think if they're going to go that retro feel, you think back to the 70s, you could see the carburetors and the pod filters, and I want to see that again. You know, I want to see that again. I'd say get rid of these. That'd be one of my visual things that I didn't like about the bike. Another thing, I know it's trivial, but the chrome handlebar, I'd probably do away with that because you don't have the chrome mirrors, you don't have the chrome headstocks.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah. But
You want a little bit of chrome.
You
I
do.
think it's a personal thing, I guess.
That comes down to that, yeah.
Because, the pods have got a little bit of chrome around the pods, which brings you back to that old school look. And look, they did have chrome handlebars.
Yeah.
The good thing is though, they haven't gone outrageous with all the chrome.
No.
There's just a few little highlights that are chromed and stuff and polished, and I think that looks good.
You're not going to spend your weekend polishing the thing,
Exactly.
are you?
When there's too much chrome, it's kind of it's in your face.
There is a variant for this bike that you can get through the factory where these brushed aluminium parts are polished, but they're polished cleared. And something that Lionel mentioned earlier about the clear, as soon as it chips, the aluminium is going to corrode under that and it's going to show up. I think the brush finished is the way to go.
Yeah. We are getting picky, aren't we? Trying to find
that's-
something, because there's nothing else.
There's nothing else.
No, there's really not a lot that we can say that we didn't like about it.
One important thing we need to recap and make mention of is pillioning on these bikes. This Z900 RS has good power. You will not notice a pillion on it. So if you're planning on purchasing this bike with the intent to take your significant other or friends on the back, you're going to love it. I think this
And
bike...
they're going to love it as well. I mean,
Oh.
look at the seat you actually get.
Yeah, you get a seat.
Yeah, exactly.
A real
A real seat, yeah.
These days, the little bits are something
like
they put
that
on,
there.
similar to that. Yeah.
So if you haven't already noticed, we came down with a solid favourite. However, that doesn't mean the Z900 lacks in any way. Coming in at just over $12,500, it's a great buy for an awesome weekend warrior and ticks most of the boxes. It's comfortable, exhilarating, and above all, great bang for your buck. You just can't go wrong with Kawasaki's sporty heritage. As for the RS, It's a more practical bike as far as a pillion would be concerned, and you would have to agree. With having the wind blowing through your fluffy man-face hair and checking out the scenery and comfort, the RS is the way to go. Sure, it's $4,000 more, with the larger price tag sitting at just over $16,500, but it's in the final finish that counts, with detail that's screaming with character. You'll definitely have your classic retro enthusiast hitting you up for a ride. Or 7. Before we end our video review, we'd like to give a huge shout out to Ultimate Motorbikes at Moss Street for lending us these two magnificent machines. If you have enjoyed this video review, make sure you give us a big thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel at 60 Degrees.
All I can say is take them out, try them. You're just going to be blown away with the performance on these things. I know we were today. I think everyone here has agreed. Today has been one of the best ride days we've done for a long time with Team 60 Degrees. So we're absolutely stoked, and I think Lionel's actually looking at buying one of these himself. So yeah, big thank you to BK Performance. You can find them at www.bkperformance.com.au. Check them out. They've got a large range of retro and old motorcycle parts, new motorcycle parts. There's an engine workshop there too. You can find myself, I'm available through there. Thanks very much to Sirome Winery for letting us use their venue today. This place is beautiful, so make sure if you're ever out in the Redlands area, come and check them out. They do a really nice selection of wines, and you can sit up on the deck, and it's just so peaceful out here. I mean, you can look behind us. This place is sensational. So we hope to be back here soon as well. Make sure you get onto YouTube to the 60 Degrees channel. We've got plenty of other reviews there for you guys to have a look at, and plenty of other content that's fun and exciting as well. So as always, guys, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks a lot, guys. Please also make sure you like and subscribe and check out our upcoming competition.